Let's talk a little bit about the bubble. Hi there, it's Michelle Gwen with the Gwen Properties team at RE/MAX Pros, and today I have Michelle Oddo with Leader One Financial. Congratulations, by the way, on Leader One.
Thank
That's
you.
Amazing.
It's very exciting. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the bubble that either is or isn't there, and but more importantly, what that means to the average consumer with regard to real estate, but also the loan, because I think a lot of lending and borrowing money plays into whether or not we are in a bubble or can expect a bubble in the future.
Well, I think it's a great question. I know everybody, it's top of mind. People worry about this. Sometimes it causes hesitation and prevents people from maybe making a good decision and buying a home they should have bought. What I see, and I've been in this industry since 1985, so clearly I've seen lots of up and down. I've seen good market, bad market. What I think about Colorado, and what's interesting is we're really in a good market in terms of we're very insulated from extreme ups and downs. And why I say that is when you see a bubble in places like California, Texas, a lot of times it's because everything in that state is based on a certain industry. Like it might be .com or tech, or it might be oil or whatever it is. And so if that industry has a problem, all of a sudden everybody has to sell their home and you have this decline in the market quickly. Colorado, we have people moving in and we have industry all over the board. We have tech and we have oil and we have people,
medical.
Google and medical, tons of hospital and medical right now. And it's just so diverse that really protects you from those extreme crashes, even if there were to have a slight downturn in the market.
Yeah.
So that's what I see there. The other thing that I see is there's just so many people moving into Colorado at such a rapid pace. There's no sign of that stopping at all. Full companies are transferring or reloading here. So when you have that much of a demand versus a lower supply, you're just not in a bubble situation. And you asked about the loans, and I think what happened is we did have, the mortgage meltdown, right, back in 08 and whatever, and a lot of that had to do with just really risky loans.
Right.
And so we are also insulated from that now because the government has stepped in, and it is more difficult to get a loan, but I feel like it's balancing out. We went from, it was way too easy to, it was hard to get a loan really for anybody, to now we're just in a normal environment, and it's nice to see that.
Yeah. From my perspective, we've seen this kind of balance of pricing. It's still very, very competitive, and depending on the type of product that people want to buy and maybe some areas that they want to buy, but Denver's really kind of leveled out. So there's still this tremendous amount of equity growth, I think, that people can have over time in their houses, which puts them in a great wealth type position. But I think for buyers, I love it because the rates are really low, again, which is amazing. But the prices are stable now, which is great. And we might find competition every now and again, but there's not always that competition, at least not like there was the last 4 or 5 years. So Are you seeing that too? I mean, are you writing as many lender letters as you were?
So what I'm seeing is rates are better and buyers have a better chance of getting a property. There's just less of that competing offer going on. So across the board for buyers, it's a really good time, but it's still a great time for sellers because you can upsize and get more for your money because rates are so much lower.
That's right.
So, like people who maybe before, like as a new buyer, you thought you could only buy a 2-bedroom home last year, all of a sudden your same money can buy you a 3-bedroom home because the rates are lower.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful, and I feel like in terms of equity, the people that were refinancing that bought even just a year ago, it's amazing. I had 2 this morning I looked at, and already their property went up like $40,000 on one just in a year. And it's like, there's no way somebody's going to save $40,000 in a year with the typical, budget and income. So they took a chance and bought a place, and it wasn't a chance at all. It really worked out great.
Yeah, a lot of move up. Situations that I've been working with, and I know that you guys do too. So
or cash out to pay off student loan. So when they bought it a year ago, they had all the student loan debt and they were nervous to buy, and now a year later they have a bunch of equity, they can refinance, pay off their student loans, and have this great home. And so those are fun stories to see. Yeah,
it's really interesting. I'm loving this market. It's good for sellers and it's good for buyers, and it's cool. It's very kind of balanced. And but thanks. This is a great conversation on kind of an update of where we're at in the market and just a different perspective from the loans. So
thanks for having me. I always love hanging out with you, Michelle.
Yeah. Michelle Gwen Properties team at RE/MAX Pros, and Michelle Oddo at Leader One Financial.
Thank you.